start with our deep inside collar grip, okay? And that is, we use that to control posture, right, and distance. So he can only push away as far as the length of my arm, right? So oftentimes when that happens, you know, when they're pushing, it gives you opportunity to do your arm bar, right? Because that's what we want him to do, is extend those arms. So from here, I'm actually going to grab this other arm with a hook grip right here. I'm going to pull it across my belly button. My foot goes on his hip, and I'm going to pivot and chop down right up in his armpit right here. If you guys leave your leg down here, you're going to jackknife your body, and the pivot won't feel good. Right? Loosen that up for you. Right? So it needs to be up here, and I kind of chop and pull in too, not push away. Right? I want it close to me. And then this leg comes over right here, and I can leave that hand right there if I want to finish the armbar, or I can use both hands. And I'm going to chop down with this leg right here, rather than trying to bridge my hips up. You bridge your hips up, sometimes you lose the arm, right? You lose the person. So it's not an incorrect way, it's just not the best way, right? So deep collar grip, cross arm grip, right? So I'm crossing over, grabbing his other arm. And sometimes if they're pushing on you with that arm, it's your opportunity to pop it across, right? And now I've got him really nice and controlled. It's also choking a little bit, right? I pivot, go over the top, and then chop down and finish. Okay? We're gonna switch from straight arm bar to Omoplata, right? So this happens when we're going for our arm lock, however we did it, right? So let's say I'm going this direction, and then Brady decides that I didn't have a good enough grip on that, and he pulls that arm out. Okay? So we're looking to keep his arm in our hip pocket, right over next to his hip, right? And so I'm going to pivot. Now, when I pivot, I'm going to pinch my knees together, pinch my legs together on his arm, and I'm going to shoot my legs straight and sit up. Okay? Everybody gets pretty anxious to try to make a triangle there, right? And then the person keeps their hips up, and then they can forward roll out of it, right? So this breaks them down a little bit better, pushing the legs out this direction. If his hips are still up, I can grab his hips and drag him over. But my hips right now are at the wrong angle. I need to shift out. I'm going to reach up and grab an underhook, swing my legs back, and rotate my hip forward towards the back of his head. His wrist, that's my goal, is to kind of try to bring his wrist towards the back of his head. So when you get up here, swoop your leg back to get a better effect out of it. Okay? So one more time. So here, start off with my cross collar grip, switch the arm bar, and he got it out of there. Now you gotta sit up too. If I don't sit up, he can cartwheel over the top of me. So I wanna make sure that I'm blocking him with my body. His hips are still up right now, so I make a kickstand, and I scoop my butt away from him and pull on his hip bone right there at his belt. And so that drops him down. Get my underhook, swing my legs back, rotate forward. Yes?
Will you show the pivot?
What pivot?
When you're pivoting into the Omoplata, will you show that little portion?
Sure. So once he pulls his arm out,
yeah, right after that.
So get to here, pulls his arm out. I'm in this position right here. There's actually a ton of stuff that can happen from here. I like to hang out here sometimes, because if he starts to push back into me, we can go to triangle off of this, or if he goes kind of up and away from me, right? So he just has to posture up. We go to a switching arm lock here, right? Or, right, if he decides to hang out here, we can go to the Omoplata, right? So when we go to Omoplata, I'm swinging my feet, kind of pendulum action towards his head, right? Then my head goes towards his feet. So your head has to be up. You can't be laying down, right? You lose your mobility when that happens. So you need to be up and in a crunched position, like when we do cockroaches. You swing and push, right? And that's what breaks him down. Most of the time, this is what's going to happen. If his hips stay up, they still won't be up real high, and you can be breaking down pretty easily. And right now, I'm still kind of at the wrong angle, so you don't want to try to reach right here. I still got to scoop my bottom out a little bit. And get this. Okay. So, make sense? So this time we're going to go from our omoplata position to the triangle choke. Okay, so we're going to get there just like we did the first time. We're going for the arm, he pulls it out. But this time he kind of senses the danger of that omoplata, so he starts pushing back into your guard. Okay, so all you have to do is you're going to open up this leg, right? And if this hand is on the wrong side, that's fine. If it's still on the omoplata side, that's fine. We're going to come back, catch our triangle bite, and then we're going to bridge up and push that hand across, right? And hold on to it right at the wrist. And now you reach up and you grab your shin, right? So this never comes open. Once it closes, it's not going to come open again, right? Reach up, grab my shin, foot goes on his hip, and I turn until I can't turn anymore. And I'm pushing this down too, right? I'm keeping control of this. And now my leg comes up and over, and I chop in, right? So that you're finished your triangle choke. So, all right? I talk through that, it gets kind of cutting off some blood, right? So, one more time. We're here, we've got, let's start this way. With the arm bar, he pulls that out. Now, he pushes back in, and I catch this triangle bite, boom, right? So I bridge up, pass his arm over, grab my triangle bite right here, or false triangle, this is called. Foot goes on the hip or on the floor, either way, just so I can turn. So I'm looking in this ear now, right? And I'm not shifting my hips out, right? So I'm not shrimping, I'm pivoting, right? Loosen up here for a second. Keep my grip on this, pull this in here tight, come up, chop down, and finish. Okay, so with that, my legs, it's right here just like this. My toes are pulled back on this foot to lock that leg in a position. If my toes are pointed, you can pop that off of there, right? So it's a hook right here. Hooking everything in, squeezing my knees together, and that's how you finish the triangle choke. Okay? Don't try to bridge up with it. You only bridge to pass the arm over. Actually, when you're here, it's more of a crunch. Crunch into it. Okay, now we're going to make a little transition from our triangle back to armbar. Okay. Now what happens sometimes when somebody's inside your triangle is they try to posture up and away from it, which is not entirely incorrect. There's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it, right? So anytime that you're doing this with your arm inside somebody's guard, right, you're asking to get arm barred. So that's what we're going to do, right? The difference with this one is, let's see, already in triangle position, right? Getting here, he goes to pull up and away from this. I switch right to here, okay? So from here to here. So this leg isn't underneath his armpit anymore like we did our other arm bar. It's up here by his head, right? So you have to be careful not to straighten your legs out too much because then he can continue to pull that arm out, right? So when this one remains chopping right here, right? So we were here. So he starts to pull up and away. I come up and over, really tight arm bar. And it's a really fast arm bar too because they're trying to explode up and away. So as they try to explode up and away, this happens, and then you pop your hips into it, it'll snap that arm. So you gotta be real careful with it, right? So don't be in too big of a hurry with it. It's easy to get caught up in that, right? So here, I get to whatever triangle position we were in, right? And I'm here trying to get my triangle, and he pops up, he's going up, and I just switch right here. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. It's actually a pretty easy transition. There's a little bit of a hip rotation there, slight, right? You'll feel it as you do it. But the main thing is the triangling leg that was going across the shoulders continues to kind of bite down on them to keep them from getting away from you and to keep your legs from straightening out and then being able to extract that arm. Okay. Make sense?